Okay, there's a second set of pies. I've already prepared one of them. Didn't want to have to show you a repetition of doing basically the same thing over and over. But I did part of this one, and now I'm going to make the little, I don't know what to call it, it's been so long I've forgotten. And I just take my little finger and I just push it in between my thumb and index finger, and it makes a pretty looking crust. And just takes a little time. I'm not fast at this. I know some of you women out there might be screaming bloody murder on how I do things, but that's okay. You got your way, and I got my way. And it all works out in the end. Different ways for different folks. I learned from my dad, especially the baking part. Excuse the noise outside. I got my door open and big trucks going by. You might be able to hear it. Now I gotta make sure all the air pockets are out. Just double checking. And this time, and by the way, I'm not promoting, I'm not getting paid for this, but this is the cherries that I use. I used to use a different kind, but don't carry it no more, so these are just as good. So I'll just put the cherries in here. One can, one pie. Scrape it out as best you can. Of course, just like the pumpkin, I don't always get everything out. I just get most of it. And I'll be licking the spatula here pretty soon. Just spread it around so it's good and even around the edges. Don't mash it up on the edge too far. I've got one more step. I put a lattice. Now this is where the women may, I know a lot of women don't, but there's some women take the time to do it a different way, but I'm not taking the time. I'm just going to do it the way I know. And gotta lick it. Sorry. I don't know about any of y'all out there, but when I watch my dad or mom cook, bake, whatever, if there's dough involved, I always take a bite. So it's gonna give you worms? I ain't never got them yet, so whatever. I'm gonna set that on the side. And I'm gonna pour this one out. This other step is gonna take a little bit longer. This is what takes the longest. When I really get lazy, I won't do it this next step. But some people put a whole pie crust all on top of it, and then poke holes in it, or cut strips, or where it can breathe and not where it'll cook. But I like to put the little lattice steel on it. I mean, it's not it's not the right way to do it, but it still looks good, I think. It really doesn't matter because I'm going to be the only one here. And so now I got to get my other pie crust out. Should already had them out and I forgot. Give me just a minute here. So these are a little bit cold. I can't remember what I do. I don't know if I warm them up, let them sit out for a minute, but tell you what, the people that engineer this stuff, I wonder if they ever open it themselves, because it never wants to open. These things sometimes, there we go, that's been the easiest one so far. All of them do that, I'd be tickled to death. Being too cold to roll out, I don't know if you can see that or not, but some room here. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's sticking to itself, so let's see, maybe I can make it. It might crack on me, but if it does, I'll repair it. And you can't see that, so hang on just a second. I'm going to tilt you down just a little bit more. There we go. You don't need to see my old ugly mug anyway, so oops, now we're starting to tear. But that's alright, it's too easy to repair. Just take your time. It's still going to crack, but I'm an impatient person, so I don't like waiting. I know sometimes it's best. And it looks like I may have two on this one because this is going to be my lattice. And I don't want my lattice falling apart. So let this warm up a little bit and I'll be back with you in just a minute. Okay, warmed up just a little bit. Should have been a little bit longer, but don't anybody cringe on this, but this is the way I do it. I take my pizza cutter and I try to make as straight as possible. The wires ain't what they used to be, so they may not be very uniformed. I don't have one of those expensive. These are looking pretty bad. I don't have one of those expensive ones that's got 4 or 5 of these on there. I'd love to have one. I mean, I won't use it but maybe twice a year, but it doesn't make it any easier that my hand shakes anymore. I've got what they call, some people call the old man shakes. Some days it's worse than others. When I was married, I had to get these a little bit wide here, but I had to teach my ex-wife how to do a lot of the cooking. I mean, she cooked. She wasn't a bad cook, but there's a lot of things she didn't know. So I had to teach her what I knew. I may straighten some of these up, but I may not. So, yeah, you can see my hand's going to be in the way though, but I kind of ripped that one. Since I put my little edge around there, I'm not going to put it all the way out to, it'll be down inside of it, hopefully. Straighten this one up just a little bit. This is going to take a little time here. If I can figure out how to I know it's going to overhang, but I'm just going to take a knife and cut that. And so it won't be overlapping. I'm not perfect at this by any means, people, so if you want to learn how to do this, go to the pros. That's just the way I do it. And I'm not a pro at it, by no means. See if I can get this right here, patch it up a little bit. I hope you can hear me. I think I got a pretty good mic on this thing. If not, you'll just have to turn your volume up a little bit, I guess. I am kind of mashing the ends of it where I cut into the dough to the side, so it'll stay and not curl up. At least I hope it won't. Now I'm going to cut these down just a little bit more. I really got these too long, or too wide I mean, but I'd rather have them about like that. So I just kind of do a crisscross. And it looks pretty good. Crisscross a little bit more there. There we go. Okay. I won't show this other one. I'll just do this and then call it quits. And I'll stick them in the oven. The dough's getting kind of sticky on me, so I gotta hurry here. It may look a little bit different each time I do it. I don't always do it the same way. It's been a year ago now since I've done this, so I can barely remember what I've done 5 minutes ago. So Oh well. Yeah, it's starting to stick. It's so hot in here. I got the oven still going. I didn't shut it off when I took the pies out. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm not looking up to the camera very much. Trying to pay attention to what I'm doing. So I don't make myself look like a fool here. May already be doing it, but oh well. Okay, since I don't have a and I don't know if I can do this or not, I'm going to try to make a circle or a half circle or whatever you want to call it so it'll fit right here. Look a little bit better. Like something's missing. I got one over yonder, so let's do this. See if I can cut this one that way. I used to put little turkeys or some kind of design on top, but I don't do that quite anymore. I just do these lattices and open top on the pumpkin pie. I don't mind apple. In fact, I like apple pie, but I like Dutch apple better. But I don't know. I just don't bake them anymore. I might one of these days. There's one thing I've never been able to do, and I don't know why, but I can't do a deep dish cherry, pumpkin, or apple and get it done. It will not get done in the middle. My crust on the bottom will not get done. I've done everything I can think of to get it where they're done, and they just won't do it. So I don't make a deep dish anymore. I would love to. So anyway, there's that. Let's see if I can tilt this up where you can see it. It's not the best, not real pretty, but since I'm the only one maybe going to be eating them, they look pretty darn good to me. But anyway, I'm going to cut it off here, and I'll pick up in the morning or sometime tomorrow afternoon. I'll get my turkey out and start preparing it, and I'll videotape it and put it in here.